Lecture by CYC Chen Cynthia. You can pause anytime you need. 你可以随时按下暂停键。Hello everyone, today we are going to do the watercolor. So at the beginning of the class, you need to have your watercolor paper, so you will see the watercolor on the cover. Okay, so whatever what kind of blank you have, you will see the watercolors. Okay, so if you don't have the watercolor paper, mixed media paper is work as well, so you will see the mixed media. Okay, so choose one, either watercolor paper or the mixed media paper. All right, then you need to have a pencils, erasers, and a paper tape. So that is for the beginning of the class. So no worry about the watercolor tools. We will prepare that at the middle of the class. Alright, hello everyone. So in spring, we have a lot of holiday that we can send in the gift, not just the Christmas or the New Year, right? So for example, like the Easter or Mother's Day, Father's Day, and it also is the end of the school, right? So you can have something that is made from you and as the gift. All right, so today I'm gonna teach you something very simple and very quick to finish the gift, like the card, the hand drawing with the watercolor. All right, so this is a sample. I add in the flowers and make the flower like the heart shape. So that is kind of the stuff we can use for the card, like thanks cards, Mother's Day cards, Father's Day card, or even for your teachers. All right, so I'm gonna teach you how to do it for each flowers separately on the papers, okay? And we are not going to use the pencil to do the outline. We will start to do the watercolor right away. All right, so now I'm gonna give you a few minutes to prepare your watercolor tools, then we can start. Alright, so I believe you have everything ready. Okay, so if you're really uncomfortable to do the watercolor without the pencil line, sure, we can grab your pencil. Now we start with the circle. That's it. Yeah, still we are not going to do the petals. We are just doing the circle to show how big is the flower scope. Alright, so I'm gonna start with the easy one first. Alright, so I'm gonna zoom in. Okay, and I also need to show you how I mix the color right there. Okay, so you can choose any color because the flower has many colors, so I won't say that you must to use the red or orange or pink or purple, any. Alright, so first of all, you have to apply the water on your brush. Make sure they are watery. Okay, alright, so choose the color you want. I'm gonna use the purple because that's something dark, you can see it. So I'm gonna do it on my tray, okay, with the water, so it become a little bit watery. Okay, so that's it on the circle. All right, on the circle, I'm gonna do a line like the C, rolling, like double C, like Chanel. Okay, then same color. It's very light, very watery. They are not rich, right? So I'm gonna do a same thing, but see, I made the line weight become thicker. Same thing on the other side. See, I almost covered the circle. All right, then 1, 2, 3, and 4, like the tail going out. Okay, then I dumped with this one. You might say, what? It doesn't look pretty at all. I know, we have to wait a little bit dry. So I'm gonna use even more color into the water, so it becomes a little bit more rich. See, you can compare. I'm using the same color, but the first one I added more water, but the second one I use a little bit water but more color. The color become a little bit rich, but still it's still watery, not really that sticky. All right, so now we're gonna do the same thing, but you will see I do it almost like the white spot. So I was doing letter C, I'm doing the letter C again, but now I'm doing up and bottoms. Then I trace around thicker lines and like the rolling. Then 1, 2, 3, and 4, like the same. Okay, then I'm gonna prepare the color even more richer. And this time, mine's purple. This time I add in a little bit blue to make the purple become a little bit darker. Become a little bit different purple. A little bit different. So you'll see, now it looks like a little bit bluish purple, right? All right, so I'm gonna do this one more time. Roll, and the base here, the bottom here, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and I'm gonna wash my brush, dry my brush. I want to have the middle one looks a little bit yellow and orange-ish. All right, then I color at the middle. So the yellow gonna blend in on the purple a little bit. That's what I want. I don't want them looks too clear. All right, then I basically done with the flower for the first one, but we have to add more detail. Okay, so which means we will come back to do that. All right, so that's the first one. So let's do our second one. Okay, the second one is a little bit tricky, but same, they are not going to be so difficult. All right, so the same thing, I'm gonna move the paper a little bit higher so I can make sure they're on the center so you can see. Same thing, if you're really uncomfortable to do it without the pencil line, yep, circle. Okay, that's how big is the flowers. Okay, same thing, let me zoom in so you can see both. All right, you can see the difference. So same thing, I'm gonna prepare the color, right? I'm gonna prepare the colors. So this time I gotta do orange, so you can see the difference. So same thing, orange mixed with the water. So it's very watery, right? So I was doing the letter C. This time we're gonna do the same, small one, 1 and 2. Easy? All right, now it doesn't look like letter C. It looks like the a quarter. 1 and 2. One more, a quarter. See, they are very, very light, very watery. So 2 letter C at the middle, just like we did for the purple ones. Then I do a quarter. So it's a thicker lightweight. Then another quarter with the even more thick, right? And one more. Now they're almost sliding down. Come with the pair. All right, so the bottom gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and this time 5. Okay, he has 5 tail. All right, you know, we're gonna add in even more color to make the color go even more rich, like this. Okay, so watery for the first layer, a little bit rich color for the second layer. Okay, I'm using the same color, just the water amount is different. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing, but this time I have to make the lightweight getting smaller. See, I overlap on it. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, all right, then same thing. I want to do something at the middle with the yellow, so I prepare the yellow and do a little bit right at the middle, and the color gonna be blending a little bit. Okay, all right, same thing. I have to wait this one a little bit dry, so I will come back. All right. Okay, so I don't like to waste the time, so I just make sure they are dry so I can do another detail. So before that, I can do another flower, right? Same thing, if you are afraid to do it without the pencil line, same thing, we're gonna do the circle. About this big, slightly bigger. All right, so same thing, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit higher so you can see, everyone can see it. All right, so we're gonna do the rose for this one. Same thing, I have to wash my brush, make sure my brush is clean so I can use the color I like. So I'm gonna use the pink. Okay, so a little bit higher so you can see the new colors. So okay, so the first layer always watery, always light. They are not rich. Okay, so if you are the rose lover, rose is common flower for the decorations, so it's good to know how to do it. All right, you can use for all the seasons, all the years, all the holiday. All right, so same thing. We start with the C, but smaller this time, and another C. Okay, then another C on the top. The petal getting bigger. Another C at the bottom, and left. All right, and left, up, and the bottoms, like they are rolling. Then adding a little bit few around, a little bit few around, a little bit few around. All right, same thing. The second layer has to be a little bit more rich. Less water, more color, but still watery. All right, so this time I'm gonna do the same thing, but you know the line gonna be more thin. I basically trace around what I did. See where I add the petal, where I apply my second layer, rolling and rolling. Okay, make sure your rose looks like the circle. They are not looks like the triangle. So sometimes you have to add in the extra petal to keep the flower looks like the, roundish. Okay, so the rose is different than the other flower because they has too many petals and they roll together like the onions. So I'm not going to wait it dry to do my third layer. I have to do it right now. So my color is pink. I have to do some shadow at the middle. So what color for the pink? I would say it could be red, but red is too colorful. They are too strong. They doesn't look like the shadow color. So this time I'm gonna choose the purple. Right? The purple color for the pink. They're a little bit more dark and more a little bit grayish. It doesn't look like the red that stem up. The stem up color is not going to be used for the shadow. It doesn't look like. All right, so I got my purple. Okay, and let's see. I start to do something inside the white spot at the middle. But see, this time I only do a little bit on the right bottom side. I didn't do it everywhere. Only from the center to the bottoms on the right. Not the left, not the top. Alright, so that's it. We're done with the base color for the rose. Same thing, we're gonna do even more detail for that, but we have to wait it totally dry so we can do it. Alright, so my first flower is basically dry, but not really. It's a little bit wet, but that's okay. We don't need to waste on 100% dry, but make sure there's no water pump. There's no strong flexion on the flower, so you can do it. Okay, so same thing, I'm gonna wash my brush and dry the extra water. Okay, I have to prepare the same purple for that. Where I got the purple, where I use this again. Alright, so same thing, I'm gonna do is with the rich color, not too watery. Otherwise it doesn't work, or it doesn't really matter you apply it or not, because they are the same, right? So I have to make sure they are rich. They're rich enough, so I have to keep apply until the color become more stem up. Alright, same thing, I'm gonna move is there. Okay, so I'm gonna do a few thin. I have to be careful my hand and not touch the other flowers. So I just try to see the color. Yeah, see, I can see the difference. All right, so I'm gonna add in a few rolling line, very thin on the top. Some long, some short, right? Remember, they are natural stuff, so they are not going to be organized. And the base, just one brush, two brush, and close it. And that's it. A short 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, then we have to add the seed, the powder at the middle. So you can prepare any color. I'm gonna use the brown color. So let's see how it will look. It looks like the dot. That's it. Okay, so that's the first flower I complete. So you can add in the leaf if you want to. The leaf you go around, depends. A brush. That's it. We're done with the first one. That's quick, right? Okay, so we can move on to do the second one. So same thing, the second one. We're gonna find the same color, the orange, because I used the orange. So if you're using another color, sure, you have to find the same color. Same thing, the third layer have to be rich. Otherwise, it doesn't matter you apply it or not, because you can tell the difference from the second layer to the third layer. So you have to make sure it's very rich. Okay, same thing we can try. What difference? Yeah, we can tell the difference between the third layer and the first layer, and they are the same color. All right, so we're gonna add in a bunch of the curved line. Okay, some thick, some thin, but they all join back. See, curve, join back, a curve, join back, curve, join back. All right, and the bottom gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so the third layer we're gonna have it then on the same direction, same place that we do for the second layer, but the line weight gonna be thinner. The second layer is a little bit thick, right? But the third layer gonna be thin. They are the small petals, so I can do a little bit on the top to close it. See, it's very thin line. All right, so same thing, you can create, find another brown colors to do dots, something dark color, and add in the lines like a lollipop. All right, we're done with the second flower. That's quick, right? All right, so the last one, the rose. Okay, that's the last one for the rose. So same thing, what color you use for the rose, then what color you use, but same thing, just make the color go rich. Just make the color go rich. All right, same thing, I'm gonna try it. I can tell the difference. Yes, I can tell the difference. So same thing, I'm gonna do it around, curve. Whatever you did on the second layer, you just trace around and make sure they are thin and small and getting bigger. But I basically apply even more on the right bottom corner, just like I apply for the shadow. And the top just a little bit, just a line. That's it. All right, so I can do the leaf for the both of them. So we will see the leaf. So leaf can be many kinds. It doesn't have to be just one kind. Some like looks like the lollipop. Some look like the small hearts. Okay, and some could be like the triangle one with the spiky shape. All right, so because this is just a graphics, watercolor graphics, so you don't have to do it so clear or so many textures. We can see the basic shape, just got the feeling about it. That's it, that's good enough. All right. So this is the 3 main flower that you learn for today. Okay. So how can you apply them into it? So you can make a bunch of the circle inside the heart, so you can apply the flower into it. So some of the empty spots, you can use the small flower, just like that. Okay, let me use the right one. So you can do the simple flower like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, simple. Then a middle color. You can use any middle color, so you got the color blending. Okay, or you can do something like the small flowers. So how can we do that? We can just tap like the lavender. Sometimes I'm mixing a lot of different colors, so you got the color blendings. Okay. All right. So enjoy to making the gift from your heart. All right, and that's everything for today. When you complete your drawing, sign the name and write down the date. 完成画作之后，签下你的名字，跟写上日期。Don't forget to take a photo of your drawing and send it to us. 不要忘记帮你的作品拍上照片寄给我们哦。And don't forget to clean out the table before you go. 不要忘记清洁你的桌子哦。Bye bye, see you next time.